Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Come on into the room. Welcome, everyone. Please say hello, as always, down in the chat as you join us. Welcome. I hope you're having a great morning or great afternoon, wherever you're streaming from in the world. Welcome. I am Chrisnatha, Derosier, certified life coach, author, speaker, and super excited, as always, to come and share with you today. And so say hello as you join. Welcome, everyone. So today we have a really fun topic to talk about today. It's something that some of you may be familiar with. For some of you, this might be new, but I wanted to touch on it. I wanted to talk about it. Good morning, Dee Dee. Good morning. And I wanted to talk about it, and I thought was really important. So let's jump right into it. All right. So we are talking today about the power of storytelling. The power of storytelling. The power of storytelling. It's so important to make sure that you are telling a story, specifically for my fellow small business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. Tell a story. There's so many reasons why telling a story is so important. And so we're going to talk about that today. And so telling a story does a couple of things. Telling a story in your business, it inspires others around you. It inspires other people, right? It motivates customers or potential customers, and it helps them feel more connected to you. It helps them feel more connected emotionally. So there's an emotional connection and emotional attachment. For most of us, if we're honest, if there's a product or service that we really like, a commercial that we really connect with, it's because it did something to us emotionally. That is a significant part of marketing, right? It's done on purpose. It's intentional to kind of hit us somewhere where it's going to emotionally cause a connection with us. And it helps us understand, it helps others who want to work with us or who have worked with us or who is thinking about working with us. It helps us, helps them understand our why. So there's a connection, like I said, that's there. Storytelling is actually a really strong business skill. And when implemented the right way, it can boost a business in many ways, such as improving customer loyalty, right? Creating a strong marketing strategy and increasing profit, and so many other things. So as you can see, there's just so many benefits to storytelling in your business or in your brand. Some of the benefits that I want to touch on is that people remember stories. So they may not remember all the stats, right? People may not remember that this company hired 100 people last year, that they are feeding the hungry across the world. They may not remember all the statistics about your business, but they'll remember a story connected with your business. What makes this business important to you? Why you got started in the first place? How this connects with them personally. They'll remember those stories. Okay, another benefit of storytelling in your business is that stories engage your audience beyond facts. So facts are important, but beyond facts, stories are super effective. People love a good story. How many of you love a good story? And be honest, I love a good story. If you love a good story, go ahead and put story down in the chat. I love a good story. And so stories people connect with more, and it just engages your audience more. People like to feel like they can connect with you, they can relate to you, that you speak their language, and then that makes them more comfortable to connect with you on a deeper level. There's even some trust established, and then they want to do business, right? Because they're like, she gets me, she understands me, this is my person, right? For example, I'm going to give you an example of, let's say, a news story, right? Let's use the example of the news. So let's say a news story breaks out, and the news anchor starts to share the story. It's a really, really sad story. This is not so much in doing business with, this is just a story to get you an example to get you to understand why storytelling, how people connect with it. And so let's say the news anchor is sharing news. Most of the time, news is a bit on the sad side, right? So they're sharing news and they're telling you that there's 3 people that passed away today. So that alone is sad. The topic is sad, the premise is sad. We know at the end 3 people lost their lives. So automatically that's sad. So we're like, okay, 3 people died. We don't know these people personally. We have no connection with them. We feel sad about it, but there's not like a strong connection or tie to this story because we don't even know these people. But it's unfortunate that these 3 people passed away. But if the news anchor starts to delve deeper and tells us that these 3 people, one is a doctor, one is a nurse, and one is a teacher that passed away. This is how they passed away. These are their names. This is how old they are. This is their picture. This is what they look like. And now I'm going to talk to the families and the colleagues of these 3 individual people, and we're going to start to get a better sense of who these people were just as human beings, right? So now they're telling us this doctor saved this many people, went to this college, always dreamed about being a physician to help others, right? And his life was tragically maybe taken away from him, or he passed away from an illness or an ailment, right? And then here's this nurse. She's the most positive person in her unit. She's a mom. She is a soccer mom. She loves her family. She also loves to help in her community. So now we're feeling like, wow, I'm starting to know these people as people. I can see myself in these people. I too love my community. I too am a mother. I too love to help people, right? So now you're starting to get more of the connection, right? They're interviewing family members. And now these family members are telling you, listen, here's a picture of my sister Sarah when she was 12. She always wanted to be a teacher, right? She would create her own classroom when we were children. She was always teaching, always helping. She was the mother of the crew, right? So now we're like, oh my goodness, we know her. I feel connected. I can see myself in her. And I just wanted to share, I created that on the spot, but I wanted you to see the power of the story. So, boom, we got a headline, 3 people unfortunately lost their lives. That's sad all in itself. But as we start to kind of discover more about these people, they're taking us on the journey with this story. Man, this is who they were as people, right? Their life started way before this moment, and this is how they are remembered by their colleagues, by their family, by their friends. And now we feel, man, I feel connected. I too am a young woman. I too am a nurse. I too am a teacher. I too am a mother. I can relate, right? So the story has even more power. It was already powerful, but it's even more powerful now because we are connected. We understand. We feel that this could have been us. There's a connection there. So I just wanted to share something like that to kind of get you to understand and see literally the power of a story. The power of a story. And just like that was like more of a sad example, but just like that, even with you, if you're talking about your business, your potential customers and clients do want to know about your business. But more than that, they also want to know, why is this business important to me? How could this change my life? Why is this important to her? What started her journey? They want to know a little bit more of the story because they can help connect them more to the brand. So I hope that makes sense, right? And so I just want you to think about that story. What is your story? What is your brand story? What is your journey? And you get to pick and choose what's shared, but there has to be a story attached because it's super powerful when it is. For example, for me, right? I am a life coach. I love working with women. I've been asked over and over again, what is this? Like, why do you love working with women so much? Well, my story regarding that is I am the baby of my family and I'm the only girl. And I love the idea of having other women around. So as a young girl, I always had my friends bringing us together, right? It was important to me because that solidified sisterhood for me. It fueled my desire for a sister. Now I have so many sisters, right? Because I wanted to be around other incredible women that I could learn from, that I could pour into, that I could tell my secrets to, and that I could really help them become a better version of themselves. And that's what I do now in my coaching business. And so that is part of my story regarding my start in coaching, my love for working with women. And so women who also maybe didn't have a sister or didn't have someone they felt like they could have connected to now feel like, wow, I want to be part of something. I also want to connect with other women. There's a connection there between that story and how I feel. And so I want to be a part of your membership group. I want to be part of something greater than myself. I want to be part of the Masterpiece Society. And so all of that storytelling is important. And I do a lot of that in my email marketing, when I'm talking to you on this platform, and even when I'm maybe a guest on a podcast or something like that, I'm sharing the story because there's power in our story and there's power in yours as well. So I hope that your wheels are turning and you're starting to kind of think about your own story and how that can be used in your business or in your initiative. There are a few businesses that actually are doing really well in telling a story, um, in creating a journey for us consumers. And I'm going to just list a couple for you. Um, Awesome, awesome. I'm going to list a couple for you just to give you some thoughts about what those stories could be. And so I was doing some research and I was looking for some businesses or companies that we may even use today that tell a story and that use it in their brand awareness and in their storytelling for their marketing. For example, one is Airbnb. Airbnb uses storytelling, their intricate understanding of their audience and creative use of consumer data has made it one of the most iconic brands of today. Okay, so that is for Airbnb. Another brand that successfully uses storytelling is Spotify. Spotify, it collects data, of course, about what songs, playlists, and artists its 30 million users select. And then it can create a story based on the data that it is collecting. And just like Airbnb and Spotify and even Google, because we all know Google collects data, okay? Google does like Google's year in search videos. They release it annually. It uses its data to communicate the terms most searched for, offering a state of the nation perspective. So Google collects all this data and then gets to now tell us what people are searching for the most. So it's telling a story as well. And so just like these different brands and companies, we also want to make sure that we are collecting data, right, from our customers, our clients, our leads, that we're collecting data and we're using it along with our storytelling for the purpose of our marketing. And so we just want to be intentional. We just want to be intentional. Let everything that you do be genuine as well as intentional. So there's nothing that happens just because. It's all on purpose. So be intentional in your business, in your marketing, in your storytelling on purpose. It's so important to make sure that we do what we do on purpose. Another brand is Zillow. Zillow. So with Zillow, this company leverages its data to create content. Okay, so as we know, Zillow is a U.S. based online real estate marketplace. If you're not familiar, and it has data on over 110 million homes with information including value estimates, square footage, nearby amenities, aerial photographs of the properties. There's just so much data, but as well as storytelling. Another one is Hinge. Now, Hinge is a dating app for singles. And it's basically the story of Hinge. That's a fairly newer dating app, but the story of Hinge is its target are people who are single who no longer want to be single, people who are tired of swiping. Okay, so it pits itself against more established rivals like Tinder. It leverages the consumer's data at its disposal to tell stories that resonate. So 81% of Hinge users have never found a long-term relationship on any other swiping app. So basically, Hinge, the message of Hinge and the story is basically it's telling you, like, listen, come on Hinge, and this, the goal is for this to be the last dating app that you have to use, that you can find love here, and uninstall, throw all these other apps away, because this is the real deal. This is where you're going to find love. Because even though many people are on dating apps, many people aren't successful in finding long-term love on the apps. And so they might be using multiple apps or just haven't found the success that they desire. So Hinge, the data and its storytelling gears you in the way of, like, listen, if you're over swiping, you're tired of this dating game, you need to be over here. So that's their angle, which is actually a really cool angle because it's different than the others. So you also want to make sure that you're standing out. So those are just a few brands that tell a story. There's so many others, but those are just a few that I wanted to touch on today. So I hope that that started to give you a certain perspective, started to give you an idea of the different brands and how it shares its stories using data and storytelling in its marketing. I'm just going to take a quick look here. All right. Any questions for me? If there's any questions, you can quickly put them down in the chat. But yes, today's goal was to really get you to see the power of storytelling in your business. And so I know for some of us, me personally, I grew up extremely private, right? And so when I started my business, I felt like if I have a good product or service, I'm going to offer it and people will purchase it because it is awesome. And I didn't really have to do much but offer it. Well, I've learned early on that that was not the case, that I had to create excitement, that I had to not create a story because the stories are true, but to make sure that I was intentional with how I used storytelling coupled with data in my marketing. And so I hope that I shared some insight today that could help you do the same. All right, so remember, in your marketing, what do you need to incorporate data along with your creative storytelling? Because there is power in your story. Why is it important? It is important because if it's used the right way, it can boost your business by improving customer loyalty, creating strong marketing strategy, and increasing profit. And is that not what we want? Yes, we do. We want to improve customer loyalty. That means you are coming back, right? So not only are you purchasing this one product or service, but that you are a loyal customer. You are purchasing products every time they come out. You are getting a service after this service, right? And so we appreciate that loyalty. It's creating a strong marketing strategy, which is always important. And of course, it's increasing profit. We're in business to make profit as well. So that is important. Awesome. That is awesome. Dee Dee says she shared, you shared your why. Awesome. Awesome. Your why is important. Your why is important. It's important for you to keep that why in front of you. And it's also important for others to know what that why is. Awesome. Awesome, Dee Dee. That's great. So reach out to your potential customers and clients. I hope that you're getting Black Friday ready, holiday ready, 2021 ready. But keep these tips in mind as you create your calendar, your marketing strategy. your content creation, all of that. Keep these thoughts, these tips, all of these nuggets in mind, because it's all going to come together, work together for your continued success. So thank you guys for joining me today. I had a great time sharing with you about the power of storytelling. So be sure to apply it. And I'm excited. I'm excited about your success. And please make sure you tell me about it. All right, ladies, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you again here next time, really, really soon. Have an incredible day and take care.